All right, let's fix this. Start there. So my little face doesn't show up on this one. Weird. Hold up. Stop sharing. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. If I move this over here, and I put you over here, you gonna... Oh, it's me and it. Weird. Okay, well, I guess this works. I don't care. Open up this thing. Let's do it this way. Okay. Crude oil, we had a trade. We got in. We got out. We had a $6 loss because we took a little profit and then it came back and stopped us out, which happens, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes. We have one more trade, though, open on the ES, the MES, not the full-size ES, because I like to take multiple contracts. That's kind of my thing, although I'm not super confident that it is going to come back down to us. And this up here, I believe, is all-time highs. So there might be some selling pressure sitting up in there. That's okay. Let me check. Yep, that's all-time highs. But I should be able to see it on a 120. What about a 60? Yep. What about a 5? 5 has enough data. Look at that. Okay. So it definitely is a little bit higher of a risk going into that. You're kind of in a sideways trend in this whole upper time frame on the daily kind of chart, but you could get a retrace, come back up. You might want to take some risk off the trade before you get to this area up here, but it just depends on how aggressive you want to be. Let me change this other chart here. We'll pay attention to that, but we'll go look at some other stuff real quick because I'm curious what NASDAQ's doing. MNQ. NASDAQ is doing something very similar, which is good. They're coincided or correlated or whatever. I don't know the freaking term. A little bit of a higher time frame. Let me see. Same look as the other one. 10-minute doesn't give me anything. 5-minute doesn't give me really anything. Yeah, not a big fan of that one. You can see this worked out well. How much was this risk? Just stretch it out, $30. So, I mean, if you had 8 contracts, it'd be $240. Yeah, $240. Not a bad little trade here. You obviously have done more than 3-1. You might even be more than almost 4-1 at this point. Would have been good if I was sitting there. What time did this candle go? 8 o'clock. That 8 o'clock turnaround. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but there is a myth or an adage or a odds enhancer or whatever you want to call it, that at 8 o'clock, the market likes to kind of make a decision, and it will either go and head in one direction or it will make a turnaround to head in the other direction. And so that's kind of the example of that. I wonder if there's other examples of that. Where's another 8 o'clock at? This is yesterday. 8 o'clock. So 8:05. It bounced and then continued. So that wasn't a great one. Let's find another one. No. That's not a great one. Again, it doesn't always work. All right, it's just kind of an odds enhancer that some people use. It's not 100%. That's for sure. Nothing in trading is 100%. Nothing works 100% of the time. All right. MNQ is a little boring. Let me see. This is just basing basically up here. It's not doing much. I thought about taking this little area right in here because you have some resistance, right? And then it kind of broke through, and now it kind of created a little area over here as well. But I don't know. It's might not be a great trade to take because it's really just dilly daddling. So there's not a ton of selling pressure and there's not a ton of buying pressure. Might not be great. I probably need to zoom in more. I don't know if you guys can even see what the hell I'm looking at. That screen is really pulled out there. Yeah, that's probably better. Well, you can't even see that window. Hold up. What? No, you can see that. Okay. Weird. All right. Well, either way, we're going to go into more micro contracts. What's the Russell up to? Good old little Russell. All right. Coming into probably, I would bet there's some sort of supply or selling pressure right there. Let's go to a lower time frame. Oh, a little wick over wick, maybe, but a little higher is what I'm kind of looking for. Oh, actually, I think it has kind of gotten through this little area that we were looking for. I don't think it is much of a concern anymore. Yeah, that's ugly. So that's not it. It was more that basing down here on a 10 or 15 minute chart, whatever that last one was. But all the indexes seem to be doing the same thing. Not my favorite. Yes. Ethereum? No. YM. What are you doing? Again, a little bit of context here. Oop. Daily. That looked horrible. So daily, we are in an uptrend. Again, you can't really see that. I gotta stretch that thing real far out. Now you can see uptrend, right? So when we go to a lower time frame, it looks sideways. That's not great, but we know that the overall upper, bigger time frame is an uptrend. So if we can find something to hop in on, again, this is kind of sideways. There's some supply up here. I believe that this is the all-time high. So a little cautious with that one. But I do think that we can find something in here. It's just ticking right up. And the ES is not going that fast. It did not come back down and retest the little area that I wanted it to. I'm at a 2 minute. Can we find anything on that? All right, we have this red line here. Why is that red line there? What is that wanting us to look at? It's just selling. There's nothing really in any of that. There's a little area right there. See that little drop kind of stopped and then it really plowed through. All right. Maybe there's an opportunity to buy something on a little pullback in here. It's been slowly just ticking up. I don't really like any of the formations though. I am on a 1 minute chart for Pete's sake. Or I was on a 2 minute. Now I'll go to a 1 minute. So I mean, yeah, still not the best. It's not making me feel all that great. Okay, well, Next. Freaking soybeans on a 1 minute. That's a little aggressive. Daily. Man. I think soybeans are kind of expensive. Yeah, they are. Look at that. $412 to risk for this area. Now, this is a daily chart, so obviously the zones are much bigger. But let's go to like a 15 and see what these. I mean, still 175 bucks. Fried soybeans are not the thing I want to trade. I used to know a guy that traded like these crazy soybean contracts. And I think it was like per tick, it was like 125 or 140 bucks or something like that. I can't remember what he used to tell me. And he would sit up all night long and trade soybeans. What a horrible thing to trade. I mean, you start to learn the price action of soybeans, though. So I guess that is a helpful thing to do, but man, nothing that I want to be involved in at all. I don't think micro copper. Well, micro copper has some gaps. What's the overall trend of copper look like? Yoy, that's a big drop. Wow. What kind of news candle was that? I mean, you're kind of in an uptrend here, so maybe there is a little bit of a buying opportunity. Let me see on a lower time frame. Nope, not 120. Maybe 60. Nope. I'm looking something in here is where I'm looking. 30. It got worse. 15. So there's some sort of resistance turned support sitting in here. 10 minute. 10 minute kind of looks pretty similar. It looks like this has already kind of hit that point. So my confidence level is pretty low that it's going to come back. And if it does, it might be one of those, hey, I've filled all the orders and I'm coming back to knock you the crap out of the trade kind of thing. So maybe not the one we're looking for here. Let's go natural gas. I'm pretty sure micro natural gas is a little horrendous looking. It jumps around a little bit. But the full-size natural gas can be kind of expensive, so I don't know if that's the one we're going to be for sure going for. But let's look on high time frames. We have a little bit of a reversal. Now, there is seasonality to natural gas, as there is with like crude oil, right? Crude oil, in the summer months, more people are traveling. Crude oil prices typically go up. Same thing with natural gas. As weather starts to chill across the northern United States, natural gas prices typically tend to push up. It's you can find stuff like that in like the Farmer's Almanac, or is it Almanac or Almanac, whatever. Those are just like odds enhancers to trades. It doesn't mean that, hey, if you go and buy a natural gas contract, it's 100% going to freaking skyrocket. That's not true. You still have to use risk management. You still have to use odds enhancers. You still have to be semi-aware of what you're doing. God, that's ugly. Make it look better. Give me a better looking thing. A little bit. All right. We have some. So with that right there, it'd be $120 of risk if you got in right now. And this is kind of your W in here, right? Your break to the high. It's already kind of retested it once. It might be worth it, but it has to be a two target kind of trade.
Order submitted.
Not going to be. This one might be a little expensive for my taste. Hopefully, we can get a trend reversal right here. I don't love picking bottoms on things like this. but sometimes it works out well. And there is an area of obviously some buying pressure in here that reversed this whole thing up. So we'll see if we can potentially pick out a bottom. I'm going to be probably
Order
pretty
filled.
aggressive with this first little area here. But I want to put in some lines so I can see, because right now I can't. It's horizontal line. I think that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, that's the one. Horizontal line. Boom. Okay. I'm going to go one tick below that. Only up 2 ticks, which is like $40. Oops. No, not you. You. You're still right in the same area. Okay. So I need to be kind of aggressive with my profit taking on something like this because it is so big. So I think I'm going to try to peg one of these targets real quick, and then I can let the other one run a little bit and feel less stressed about this trade. This is really freaking hard to see on that screen. It looks very, very small. It's very scrunched together. Okay. I was being aggressive, and now I'm having to wait. That's kind of what I'm seeing in here, right? You get these little reversals, little reversal, and then it just kind of comes right back down. So what I'm trying to not do is take a $200 and some risk on this thing. I would prefer to minimize the risk as soon as possible so I don't have to have all that sitting on me. Yeah, I'm not super confident in this one. I think I say that about a lot of the trades because they don't react like right away. Like sometimes you want the trade to react like immediately. You want it to hit the area, take off because you know that there's like an overwhelming amount of buyers in that area. If it does hit and just goes to the friggin' moon, which the moon could be literally 30 ticks up or 40 ticks up or whatever it is, right? It's not like some AMC GameStop terminology. Yeah. I mean, I think we got a decent little area in here. You know, you have a previous kind of buying pressure, more buying pressure, more buying pressure. I don't think it's that bad of a spot. It's just going to be how fast it actually responds to this area in here. And even on a higher time frame, oops, daily. Even on a higher time frame, no. You had some buying pressure in here before. We're like in the same exact area. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of buying pressure again right now. I mean, we're a little skinny, but that's because we were on such a low time frame. And so for this thing to wick me out of the trade, that's very possible. I just didn't want to take a ton of risk on this guy. But we're going to see here. So we got a little bump up or a couple points up here. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting real aggressive with this sucker. Just give me a couple bucks and we'll be friends. It's all right. Who knows what I'm even saying? I feel like sometimes like you're just sitting here watching paint dry. It can be quite boring, you know? It's really not the most fun I've ever had by any means. Unless you get like a huge run, then you're like, oh my god, like this is amazing. But right now, it's like watching paint dry. It really is. I'm gonna delete this other order that I have sitting over
Order
here.
canceled.
Yeah, I didn't want that one. It was on the ES. The ES kind of had left the area. Didn't look like it was really coming back anytime soon. And so I got rid of it. Wasn't worth it. Ooh, I gotta get out of here in a minute.
Target filled.
Hey, look at that. Thanks, buddy. All right. Now, how much risk do I have left? So I'm risking, there's 11 ticks, right? Each tick's worth $10. So that's $110. This little P&L thing right here, my realized is $37 because I had that like $6 loser and then commissions and stuff like that. And so technically it's only up $40 of unrealized. So it's total of like $70 today. If I lost to this trade, I would be down $80 or so, somewhere in there. I'm including commission in that, by the way. So, I mean, that's not horrible. It's not that big of a deal. And I would prefer to leave it open. So I might end up leaving this open and moving that up there because this in here, ooh, hey, look at that. Just bounced. This might stop me out before the end of this little stream here. We're going to see. How disappointing. I felt so confident. That's okay. I mean, this little area right here is kind of what I'm looking at, right? This is my area of interest, and I'm 2 ticks away from getting stopped out for sure. Yep, got stopped. Not a surprise. Man, natural gas, when it gets on a run, it gets on a run. I wonder where in here. Watch, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna make another video and I'm gonna look at this. And I'm gonna mark out this little area right here and see if I remember where it stopped. Because I swear to God, if it stopped me out and then it takes off later, that's so friggin' annoying. But it happens. It's part of trading. Losses are a part of trading. No big deal. All right, well, I'm done. I gotta go. Thanks for watching.